Hello, Trudy. How you doing? Welcome in. Just getting set up. Just getting set up. Oh my god, it's Star Fox himself. He's here. He go pew pew in space, in outer space, in outer spec. In outer space. He go pew pew in outer space. Welcome in, those of you that are coming in, those of you on Twitch, those of you on YouTube. Hello, Leon as well. Oh, he go pew pew. He kills Zomboid. Oh. I mean, your name is Star Fox, and therefore, Fox Boy in space go pew pew. Whatever you want, but until you're not Star Fox, you're Star Fox. At least to me. To me. Yeah. To me! Anyway, welcome in those of you that are coming in. Today we're going to do some ChronoStory, unless we get a paper bag in chat, in which case we'll probably do, Slay the Spire 2. But we'll see what happens. It'll probably be ChronoStory. Our goal for today in ChronoStory, we're going to get to level 125 on our bowman. That probably won't even take the whole stream. That'll probably only take like an hour. Oh. Piece of shit. Let's see. Yep, piece of shit. Can't play shit when that happens. I have 2 dogs. I got 10 dogs. They're all on my feet. I have 1 dog. So lately my keyboard has been acting up. I wonder why. I'm wondering if it's just the port. I can test that. Let's do wireless. And let's connect it with Bluetooth. How do I activate my Bluetooth? How do I activate my Bluetooth? Oh, there it is. Hello, Thithi. Welcome in. And a capybara nice. Boop, boop, boo. I'll add one. Add a Bluetooth device. What are you? I think it might be this. Well, it's neither of those. Okay. Let's see if it works. Nope. Is it gonna be a prick? Yeah, it's gonna be a prick. Okay. Well, we're gonna hope the keyboard connects. Otherwise, I can't play games without a keyboard. Let's go ahead and send this person to hell. I'm married to a woman, so I'm not sending you to hell. I'm sending someone else to hell, by the way, if you're wondering. The guy who asked if I'm gay. That's fine to ask. I don't care. Oh, he must be over here then. What the fuck? Wyatt no show, refresh. Wyatt no show. Shut up, me. Wonder why it's not showing up. Because I want to ban that person. I want them to be sent to the gulag forever. But for some reason, it's not showing up. Oh well, looks like you're invulnerable for now, mister. But I'll ban you eventually. Hello, Spider Sam. And hello, Mirko. Welcome in. Now let's reconnect this keyboard. Okay. No weirdness. I think it's working. Yes. It is working again. For some reason, it doesn't work sometimes. And I think it might be the cord. I hope it's the cord. I really don't want to fuck with it if it's not the cord. Because that'd be a giant pain in the ass. I'm gonna turn down the music a bit. And now we're gonna start the game. We're gonna start the game. Get to the FBI. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're gonna play some ChronoStory, my friend. We're gonna play some ChronoStory. Again. ChronoStory. It's a MapleStory clone. Old school MapleStory clone, but still. As long as my keyboard stays connected, I gotta get a new fucking thing for it. It's just being a fucking bitch. I hope it's just the connector, because if it's the keyboard proper, that would absolutely suck. That'd be the worst shit ever, because this is not an inexpensive keyboard. Bruh. No. Well, fuck you. I do what I want here. By the way, happy Monday, those of you that are coming in. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I know it's a bit early in the day, but that's just how it is. Who rage baited me? When did you rage bait me? Abu Day. I don't see any rage bait today. Was it some other day, man? Rage bait is a sin? Not really. I like rage baiting my friends sometimes. I do not remember this shit at all. So no. I talk frequently on streams anyway. I try my damnedest to, at least. Regardless. So I don't think that's accurate. That would be called confirmation bias. That's what is called confirmation bias. When you make an assumption based on something that happened that you did or that you observed happening, and you're associating a result with something that happened, even though that's not the reason. If that makes sense. That's what confirmation bias is. You believe that it's believing the result of something is the cause of another thing when they're unrelated things, and it's usually coincidental that's happening together, or a lot of the time kids believe that kind of thing as well because it's like magic, right? It's like seeing a magic trick and believing that because it was a magic trick, it has to have been. Why is it so low quality? Is my stream bad quality today? Is it me? No, it was just me. Okay, we're fine. I think. Am I lagging? Watch my stream for a second on the side. Make sure I'm not getting any lag spikes. Oh, there are lag spikes. No! No! That's some bullshit. Wait a moment. I bet I know what it is. Even though I already did this today. It's not. So what's the reasoning? I hope it's nothing. I hope it's nothing. I hope I'm incorrect and it was just my imagination. I hope it's just my imagination. I'm watching my other screen. Keep an eye on that, seeing if there's lag spike. Come on now. Why is this happening today? Let me pull it up on this computer. See what's happening here. If it's happening here too, that's not good. Let's see. Am I gonna lag? We're watching. I'm watching, looking for a lag spike. Is it gonna happen? Because if it does, I'm pissed. I don't know why that would happen. It shouldn't. I have nothing that would make it lag. I mean, the computer hasn't been restarted in a couple days, but that's because, like, for some reason it hasn't been restarting. I'm gonna have to make sure it turns off after the stream today. But usually that shouldn't be the cause. That shouldn't be a cause. So let's see. Is it gonna lag? Is that what's gonna happen? Watching for the spike. Let me keep an eye on it. Let me put this over to the side so I can see it happening. I'm gonna keep my eye on myself, and if I stop moving, and it's a full-on lag spike, it means there's something wrong. And I hope not. So far, it's been good. This is a weird non-conversation, by the way. A weird non-conversation. We're looking for anything. Because my streams need to always be high quality, or I will shit my pants. I think, like I was talking about earlier with confirmation bias, I think it was just a. I think it was incorrect. I think it was just a confirmation bias. Nope, there's a lag spike. It's happening over here. I think I see it. Go back in time a few seconds. Nope, it's just my other computer then. Let me try restarting it. I think it's just my other computer. Let me try restarting it. I use it for monitoring the chat. Oh, I see one reason why. That can always be annoying. Remind me later. Restart. It hasn't been restarted in a while. Alright. Let's see if that helps. So how's everyone doing? Everyone that's coming in from the ChronoStory side. And those of you that are coming in on YouTube, I hope everyone's having a great day so far. I don't think I'm lagging. If I'm lagging, let me know. If you're getting lag spikes, just let me know. Like the screen freezes, but you can still hear me for some reason. That tells me it's something on my end. But I don't think that's happening. I think it was just my computer being a shitter. My computer being a giant shitlord. Fourth job waiting room. That's where we're at right now. We're waiting for fourth job to hit. Should be in a couple weeks, I imagine. Hopefully. We'll see. I wonder who they're gonna show next. I'm hopeful for Bowman and and Crossbowman. I'm hoping they're gonna show those. I know they're gonna do some fun stuff with those classes because Bote and Vaft both know Bowman really well. I'm sure Vaft, even being busy with work, is pretty hands-on with Bowman changes. At least suggestions with Bote. Probably just like offhandedly sending him suggestions and stuff over Discord or something like that. But I'm sure he's at least somewhat hands-on, even though he's kind of hands-off with ChronoStory right now because of his job. But we'll see. Because we know Vaft is a staunch fan of crossbowman. Like he's a hardcore crossbowman main. So hopefully we get some cool shit, both on Bowman and Crossbowman. I know we'll definitely get some cool shit on Crossbowman. Hopefully we get some cool shit on Bowman as well. Because I like Bowman. I do. We need a good AoE skill for 4th job. I'm hopeful that I gave some suggestions in the suggestion page on Discord under suggestions. And my opinion there is one of 3 things. Either a new skill altogether, which in my opinion should probably be Arrow Stream. Not the new Arrow Stream. Not the new Arrow Stream. The new Arrow Stream looks like dookie garbage. Looks like shitty garbage. I mean like the one before that. The one that looks like 3 bows firing all at once. Kind of shoots in like a crossish pattern rather than straight ahead with like a blue. Just blue. I don't like that. Original Arrow Stream. That might not even be what this kill was called. I forget. I think it was Arrow Stream. I'm pretty sure. But it was their main mobbing skill in 4th job. They could look at they could buff this skill. Arrow Rain could have a nice buff. I think that could be cool. Because it is a very fun skill to use, and I like grinding with it. So I'm sure other bowmen are similar in a similar case. That yeah, it's a fun skill to grind with, but it's not very strong. Make it stronger for 4th job. Bing bang boom, easy. Ultimate Arrow Rain would be cool. Or they could look at Wind Archer for inspiration. Wind Archer in particular had some cool shit. And like for example, it had like phantom arrows that would shoot off whenever you did your main spammable attack in 4th job. So like you put it on Hurricane in this case, because I think they also had a version of Hurricane. It wasn't the same Hurricane we got as Bowman, but it's like a similar version of Hurricane, like kind of bigger with like a crystal in the middle or some shit. Weird, definitely like Wind Spirit adjacent looking, which is the point, right? Just like do the thing with the phantom arrows. Like they could do that. You hit a mob and there's a high chance a phantom arrow will be shot out and it'll hit multiple mobs and it turns it into a mobbing skill. As an option. It might not be a good idea. I don't know. It might be hard to kind of visualize how that works if I'm describing it now. If you've never played Wind Archer before, it's kind of hard to visualize what I'm talking about. But that's how Wind Archer was, and it was pretty cool. Did it make it their best mobbing skill? No, not at all. They had better mobbing skills. They would have to do something to really make it a good mobbing skill. Like really, all he'd have to do is give it Pierce or something. What do you think about blue players in Magic the Gathering? I believe blue. I don't play Magic the Gathering, but I know a little bit about it. Blue players are like counter decks, right? Like spells and counters. About like control. The whole deck design is like control, which reminds me, because I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh. It reminds me of like anti-meta decks essentially. So, I mean, really, what it is anti-meta. In that way, I guess. Control anti-meta. It's people who liked control anti-meta were people who wanted to look smart, but all they really did was follow a deck list on Google. That's what I think about that. It's like playing Maxi Ash Blossom. Absolutely, yeah, you're right. It's anti-meta counter with a bunch of counters. Technically speaking, if you think about it, every deck in Yu-Gi-Oh right now is a blue deck. It's a blue deck, and whoever goes first wins. Yeah. Macrocosmos. Yeah, it's people who followed a deck list online and want to look smart, even though they just followed a deck list online. The real people who play blue decks, like the ones who design blue decks to work properly, are right. You're having Yu-Gi-Oh flashbacks now, right? The people who actually design blue decks are like hyper brain, right? Like, I don't understand how they figure out how decks like that work and function and can be played properly. And everyone else that just looks up the recipe online is like, okay, I'm big brain now, but they're just following a deck list. Yeah, the copycats are lame. I mean, that's how most card games are, right? You're gonna find copycats all over the place. It's the only way to really do it. If you're making your own deck list and it works right, and you could win like a UCS or something like that with it, then fucking yeah, man. You're big brain to the extreme, but no one likes playing with you. And then everyone else is small brain trying to look big brain and just ends up looking like a douche. But it is one of the main colors of Magic the Gathering, so therefore, it's by design. They put one of the colors in there by design is if you play this color, you're a douchebag. And for sure, they want that to be part of the game design. That's fine. To be fair, if I played Magic the Gathering, I'd probably play a blue deck. And yes, I would have probably looked it up online. Even Pokemon has blue decks. I'd either play a blue deck or I'd play like Goblin Token Spam or something like that, right? I'd play like some deck that goes infinite with like tokens. That's usually what I gravitate for. I either look for control decks or I do token decks. That's like where I usually go. Either that or I go like a deck that makes one creature uber powerful. That was my deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! In fact, I have it right here. I don't play it anymore, but I have it right here. It's Skull Servants, which is not a token deck and not a blue deck. It's just I have one big monster. It go big and it hit with big hammer, essentially. Was it ever like tier 1 or tier 0? No. It was always like tier 2. But it's like always in the meta somehow. Like someone in every UCS plays a fucking Skull Servant deck everywhere. They never win. They nerfed Snake Eyes and Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, that's good. They needed a nerf. There's a lot of shit that I don't play anymore. Like I don't really keep up to date for that matter either. In fact, I haven't really played since Pendulums came out. And not because I quit when Pendulums came out. There's a lot of people who specifically quit when Pendulums came out. They were like, oh man, this ruins the game. There's too much summoning. Pendulums. No, I quit because that's when I graduated high school when Pendulums came out. Pendulums came out when I was a freshman in college, and no one played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was in college, so like I never got to really play it. And my wife thinks it's stupid. Yeah, Pendulums didn't ruin it. No, it was the design of who draws their gun first wins. They keep pushing. They keep pushing game design that's like cool. Do you go first? Okay, you win. I don't like that. Pendulums were like knee-jerk reaction. These are gonna be broken, and there have been broken pendulum decks in the past, but they usually get nerfed instantaneously. Max C ruined it more, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I think the main factor that ruins Yu-Gi-Oh is it's a game of rock paper scissors now. Whoever goes first and draws Big Bang, I have hand that wins. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. That's why I don't play it anymore. Every deck is a frog deck in Yu-Gi-Oh now. Yeah, basically all cards are resources. Every card is Pot of Greed, and every deck is frogs. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh is now, so I don't care for it anymore. Yeah. It's everyone is a frog OTK deck, and every card in their deck is a Pot of Greed. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh has devolved into. I don't like it. I didn't like frog decks when they came out because they were OP as fuck. And to be fair though, frog decks are still OP as fuck. And if anyone went to like an unlimited tournament where they can play any deck they want and brought a frog deck, they usually are the winner. Frog deck is usually the winner in that kind of open-ended tournament. But every deck now is basically frog OTK. Frog OTK with like unlimited Ash Blossom. Full inventory, let's sell it. Best card in the game, in your opinion, should have been some kind of mana summoning restriction. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of like it. Yu-Gi-Oh is. Oh, hey Moose, you love watching the anime as a kid and just watching Yugi cheat every loving shit out of his. It reminds the anime. The people on YouTube meme the ever-loving shit out of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like the anime, but they're not wrong. Like all those shorts with Kaiba, that's like, I draw my entire deck. They're like, you can't do that. Oh, but I can because I'm Seto Kaiba. Like, yeah, that's just how the anime was. I play three. I play three. Blue Eyes White Dragons. You can't do that. You have nothing to sacrifice. Oh, but I can because I'm Seto Kaiba. Like that's just how it was. Except Yugi was Seto Kaiba in this case. Yeah, it was. Everyone made up card effects. It was so stupid. It was really funny. It's funnier to watch as an adult now because like Yu-Gi-Oh itself is its own abridged series essentially because of how stupid the card effects they come up with all the time is, right? You just add in a couple fucks every once in a while. Someone says fuck every once in a while, and it turns it into just entirely a comedy anime. I attack the moon. That's right. You can't have tides if there is no moon. Incoherent Australian noises. But yeah, I'd play a blue deck if I played Magic the Gathering, absolutely. my deck name, I would always play Rage Bait decks just because it's funny. If I played Magic the Gathering. Mostly because it just takes too much money to play Magic the Gathering properly. So the only way I'm playing it is if I'm playing a deck that's just completely Rage Bait just for fun, right? A fun Rage. Like, it doesn't need me to win. It just needs to be really annoying to play against without, like, being unfair or gimmicky. Right? Like they get hurt, but it's hologram. You're right, 100%. Totally right. Also, hey, El Moose, welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, I love it when these topics come up. And this whole topic came up because you asked me if what I think about blue players in Magic the Gathering. SMH my head. It's hot in the house. I should turn on the AC. But I don't want to get up. If I get up, I'm taking a break because I also kind of need to take a shit. So I'm not going to turn on the AC until it's unbearable. Until I'm like, fuck. I need the cold air now. The funny thing was that the Western studios didn't like the word dying. Shadow Realm. Really? Is that how that worked? I thought Shadow Realm was the Japanese thing too. Because the dying thing was from the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, right? Wasn't it? Or am I wrong? Or like it was like the Western part made up the Shadow Realm thing, and then the Japanese version thought that was cool enough that they started implementing it in the actual anime at some point. I believe that might be the case because I know they had a lot of stuff with the Shadow Realm in particular. Eventually, that wouldn't make sense unless it was in the design of the show. Could be wrong though. Misremembering possibly. My brain is small and dumb. Funky. Funky. The goal today is 125. Finally, 125 on this character. And then we don't need to touch it again until 4th job comes out. We'll probably still play a little bit along with our DK. Just so we can get our pack upgraded. Because we have a pack now. We have a pack now. By the way, I also respect my character, and I probably shouldn't have respect my character. And I got rid of Strife. Now, the reason why I probably, or not Strife, I got rid of Strafe. Strafe. I don't know why I said Strife. I got rid of Strafe, thinking, yeah, we don't need Strafe. We get a better single target skill in 4th job. And then I remembered that we have to kill Manon and Griffey. So, I should probably get Strafe again. And then spec out of it after 4th job. That's basically the only time you need Strafe is Manon and Griffey with Hurricane. By the way, Paul, thank you for the fun conversation. I love it when things devolve into interesting, funny conversations like that. Or I guess evolve into those conversations because it wasn't a devolution, it was an evolution. De-evolution was an evolution. I don't know. Gotta love the Pizza Tower song. The funny Hee Hee Pizza Tower song. Well, I guess that's how it's gonna be, right? We are gonna take a quick break so I can go fight some demons. I'm also gonna turn on that AC. So stick around. I'll be back. Give me like 15, maybe 20 minutes. Maybe. BRB. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Okay. Much better. AC's on. Okay. Get all the BRB stuff. Excellent. All right. Goodness gracious. Back to the grind. Back to the grind. And no one's here. Excellent. In fact, I'm gonna take my socks off because it's hot. No socks, no shoes. Much better. Oh. Should cool back down now. Got the AC running. Hope you're doing all right, El Moose. No, we don't got any other people in chat, but is what it is. Is what it is. When do you take a break to take a shit? And when you stream early like I do on a Monday when everyone's at work. How many people are playing ChronoStory right now? Wow, 427 ain't bad. It's more than I would think on a Monday afternoon. More than I would think. Oh. Didn't even know my inventory was full. Didn't even know. It'd be so nice if I could have my fan on right now. But I can't while I'm streaming. It makes too much noise. Sip of water. little bit of clickbait. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Gotta love the clickbait. Might is the keyword. Might be next week. That'd be cool. I'd love to see the archers. Watch them bait and switch and it'd be pirates. Bait and switch for pirates. Still gotta see archers, pirates, and thieves. I don't really care that much about assassin changes, though if we gave them quad throw, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Even though I'm not playing one, it would be cool. Yeah, bowmaster and marksman hype, absolutely. Super hyped about that as well. Can't wait to see. I've already seen my Dragon Knight changes, which is great. I've already seen the hero changes, which I'm not particularly jazzed about. So I'm gonna leave my hero alone unless I do something else to it. Not gonna lie, I tried playing the Spire again. You don't like the recent updates for Slay the Spire 2? They just come out with another update? Or was it this previous update? Major Update 1 on April 18th. Is that what you're talking about? I don't like one of the changes. The rest of the changes I'm kind of indifferent about, right? I don't... Also, silence is really OP. I haven't really... Like, the only I've gotten Ironclad to Ascension 10. I haven't beaten Ascension 10. All the other guys are like around Ascension 5, right? And I don't like the King Duder on the throne. I don't like him. I don't like his playstyle. And the silence just feels like the silence from the first game, so it's fine. It's fine. If OP, like just like, it's not too hard to win with the silence. I really like, yeah, double energy system is weird. Yeah, I don't mind the double energy system. I just don't like how he plays. I don't like how he plays. I like the defect the most. The defect is my favorite. I like the defect. I like the defect, and I like the Necrobinder. Those two are a lot of fun. Ironclad is fine, which is why I got him to Ascension 10 first. I want to get defect to Ascension 10, but he's kind of hard to play. A lot of his cards are kind of dead choices, right? Yeah. It's just how it is, right? Hey, Dino, how you doing? How goes it? But yeah, I was thinking of playing Slay the Spire today, but the one I would play with if I was to play is currently streaming it, so I'm not playing it. Paper bag. So she's streaming it, I'm not streaming it. If she wanted to play with me, I'd stream it, otherwise, eh. It's one of those games I don't mind unwinding with and just playing a little bit off screen on my other computer. But I don't really like playing the silence. What's good, my gang? It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm having fun. Trying to get this guy to 125, which shouldn't be too hard. We should get that pretty easily today. Shouldn't take too long. 3-hour stream probably to get this guy up there. You tried inscription. such a good game. I haven't played it yet. My wife owns it, so I own it. I can play it whenever I want because we have a combined Steam list. So I can play it whenever I want. I just haven't played it. It looks good. It's a card game, so I like card games. I love card games. My favorite of them being Elder Scrolls Legends, but that game was shut down a while ago. A couple years ago at this point. Has a unique playstyle. It looks fun. I've been meaning to play it on stream, and I'll probably play it eventually on stream. I played a lot of Balatro as well. You don't like Slay the Spire? Something about the aesthetic as a whole just doesn't vibe with you. You played knockoff Slay the Spires, and you like those, so you think it's just that? You think it's the style? I get you, Nightblader. I get you. I didn't like the first Slay the Spire. And the reason why is it was too easy. It was like, cool, this is a deck building game where it's RNG based. If you get like one of like 69 cards, you're guaranteed to win, and if you don't, you're guaranteed to lose. That's how the first game was, essentially, on every character, right? Like, every character had like a handful of cards that were just so overpowered that you could just win. And that's fine. This one, Slay the Spire 2, seems more balanced, but the main reason I like it is because it's multiplayer, right? I like that it's multiplayer. I can play it on stream with other people, I can play it off stream with my wife, or other people. If it wasn't multiplayer, I probably wouldn't have gotten as into it as I did. I like Balatro way more. Balatro's way better. From like a design standpoint. It's not really a deck builder, but like it's just like the gameplay loop is better. Honestly, like for like a game that's single player, I feel like Peglin is better, right? Than Slay the Spire. And yet Peglin has like none of the like clout that Slay the Spire has. Do you prefer the board game? I've seen the board game, but I haven't bought it. It's kind of expensive. Good to know that the board game's good though. There's another deck. Well, it's not really a deck builder. It's more. It's a deck mashup game. But I like Smash Up. Smash Up's good. We own like all the Smash Ups, expansions. Smash Up's fun. Oh, we have a pretty big board game / card game collection. Like board card games, not like card games. The only card game that I have any collection into right now at all is Yu-Gi-Oh! And only the cards in the deck that I would use if I was to play it. Skull Servants. There's a couple other Skull Servants I want to pick up. At some point, there's like these new chibi ones that were just released, like a new art. But that's about it. Co-op was good enough for you and your girlfriend to buy it? Hell yeah. The co-op is the reason why I like Slay the Spire 2, right? It makes the game way more fun, I think, being able to play with more people. And up to 4 people, which is cool. Might pick it up eventually, in fact. My wife and I might... Since my wife ended up liking Slay the Spire 2, we might end up picking up the board game eventually. Full inventory, let's sell it. Hello. Sell. Sell. I basically exclusively like Defect and Necrobinder, though. Those are the two that I like. I don't like the Night Guy. The Silent is the Silent. And Ironclad is Ironclad from the first game, but with like a couple slight differences. I don't mind playing the Ironclad, but like... usually I prefer the Defect. I hope they release some new characters that are good. We know they're releasing at least one new character. Whether or not it's the character from the first game. I know that character died in the first game, or at the end of the first game or whatever, and therefore it wouldn't make sense, but it could be the Disciple. It could just be a new character in general. I hope it's a new character in general, and if they do really re-release the character from the first game, I think they should release a new character. But here's what I think should happen. I think that rather than having the character from the first game release, they should just release all their cards and make it an artifact that you can get from now. Like the soul of that character or whatever. And it allows you to, it gives you 2 sets of choices whenever you get a choice to add a card to your deck. Either their card, or the other, or your own player's card, essentially. So you could then get the experience of that character if you want to, but you'd have to get that one artifact now. I think that's how I would go about it, at least. But hey, I'm not the dev. I can't do nothing about it. You want to play older formats or custom formats based on older formats? I like Skull Serpents, right? The only reason why I don't play older formats is because most of the Skull Serpent cards are relatively newer, right? So like, if you consider the main old format that everyone likes, GOAT format, there's Skull Serpents and King of the Skull Serpents, and that's it. So you can't really play Skull Serpents effectively at all in that format. You need the other ones for it to be good. You need Lady in White. You need White Mare, at least, and then White Prince makes it very good. White Princess is fine, and the other 2 newer ones, White Baking and the newest one, like Baron something, whatever the fuck. Like, those ones are fine too. But really, you just need the main whatevers. If I could do GOAT format and play a Skull Serpent deck with just, like, main Skull Serpents... White Lord and White Baking are crazy. White Baking in particular is really crazy. White Lord is... I mean, like, he's pretty good. I don't particularly like him, because I don't really like banishing... like, I don't like the Skull Serpent or not the Skull Serpent. I don't like back before those cards released, and it was just, like, King of the Skull Serpents, White Mare, Lady in White, and then Skull Serpent. One of the main, like, things you would do is a Light Sworn engine, right? Which was, you know, milling. And milling is fine. I don't like mill engines. It makes the deck feel less fun, less, like, designed. So I don't really like that particular playstyle, which is why I don't really like White Lord. I would play with the White Lord in the deck just because if I was playing Skull Servants, I'd play it that way, because I want to play all the Skull Servants, right? But I don't like the design. It just feels like they're going back to, like, the original playstyle. They were cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I just don't like the playstyle of them. So it's like, yeah, the Light Sword engine was like the main thing you would do for Skull Servants back then, but I never played it that way because it wasn't fun, in my opinion. It was like 80% of the time consistent, but then the other 20% of the time you'd run into a game where it just fucking fucks you over and over and over again, and it wasn't fun to play. So even though only 1 in 5 games just became frustrating and unfun to play, it ruined that whole play style for me in general. It's like, nah, I don't like that. So I never used that format again. Like when XCs first came out, one of the main cards you would put in your deck for a Skull Serpent deck before it ever got banned was Lavolval Chain, which did get banned. I played 2 Lavolval Chains when it wasn't banned, and it made the deck way more consistent. You'd also usually play, and there was a very short time where Lavolval Chain wasn't banned, and this card was out, which was Unizombie. So it was like an engine of Unizombie, Lavolval Chain, and then like Mizuki and a few other things. I mean, Lavolval Chain was a messed up card, and it did make the game worse in a lot of aspects, but at the time, Lavolval Chain wasn't exactly good for most of the decks that played, right? At the time Lavolval Chain came out, and before it was banned, the decks that were popular were, what? It was 6 Samurai, or it was the samurai ones. It was Elemental Heroes had just gotten banned, so no more Elemental Heroes. It was those fuckers when Pendulums first came out. It had crazy Infernities. Yeah, Infernities were crazy with it, but it was like right before that came out. They banned it in response to a deck coming out. But the decks that were out when Lavalval Chain came out didn't really utilize it very well. It was like, were you really gonna use it for the what were they, like fucking, what were they called? Aha! The Cleaforts. Like, are you really gonna use Lavalval Chain for a Cleafort deck? No. Absolutely not. And that was the meta at the time. Cleaforts were meta. Samurais were off meta, but still meta. You'd have lockdown decks. And then you'd have like a couple of generic like synchro Xyz decks that used it a little bit. But like it didn't really make those decks broken. It wasn't until Infernities made it really broken, and then more decks started coming out that could use it, and they banned it. But before that, there was a golden period where it was basically only good for Skull Serpents. Like it was a good card. Don't get me wrong. It still cost like $50 at the time. But you know by the cost of a card how broken it is. Is it $50? It's good, but it's not broken. Is it fucking $300? It's in every deck in the game. You know what I mean? That's my opinion on it, right? So like at the time, every other deck was Cleafort. So no one was running it. Not that Skull Servants could really muster up anything against Cleaforts. It wasn't until they released the White Prince that Skull Servants could really stand their own in any way. But then, like, it was like that with Mathematician and whatnot, the Lavalval Chains and a couple other things, Unizombies. Really, the only version of Skull Servants that was ever really meta was the Grass Was Greener, but that got banned so fast. That got limited and banned so fast. Like, I don't know if any other deck really utilized the Grass Was Greener other than Skull Servants. But I'm sure they did, because otherwise it wouldn't have gotten banned, because Skull Servant decks really weren't that powerful even with the Grass Was Greener. I'm sure that there was something that I don't know about. Block Dragon Pot, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Not that I particularly liked the Grass Was Greener. As I said earlier, I don't like mill versions of decks, but the Grass Was Greener was a better version of essentially playing a Lightsworn engine. It was a more consistent Lightsworn engine because you could build the deck as a regular big piled Skull Servant deck, and then put the Grass Was Greener in there. But by no means did I like it. It suffered the same problem. One in 5 duels would end up being fucked. But like, also like, 1 in 5 duels ended up fucked. 2 in 5 duels ended up overpowered as hell, and then 2 in 5 duels were like a regular generic Skull Servant deck. Tackle Crusader and Revival Golem. Yeah. Block Dragon is a crazy card. I mean, yeah, for sure. But I don't remember it very well. I don't remember all that well. It was crazy at the time, I'm sure. I very, very vaguely remember it. I mean, really, there's a few formats of crazy bullshit that are so well known that even like I remember really well, like Dad decks, or that one dude, what's his name? It was a hand trap that you would summon from your summon a really big creature from your hand, essentially a monster hand trap. I forget its name. I have it in my deck box here somewhere, but whatever it was. A lot of fun shit. Gores, yeah, it was Gores. It was Gores. Like stuff like that. Gores was really good for a while. They never banned it, but it just ended up falling out because it wasn't very good at a certain point. I have a couple of Ghost Rare Gores, which is cool. I wish they would bring back Ghost Rare. Ghost Rare was the coolest. I want a Ghost Rare King of the Skull Servants. It fell off. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other one. That was the other one. Around the time that Shaddolls were popular. It was Cleaforts, Shaddolls, and Samurais. That's right. That's right. You got it. Cleaforts, Shaddolls, and Samurais. You have an Alicia Keys joke? I don't know if I'll understand it if I find it funny, but you can try. You can try Pokedex. Give it a shot. Yeah, I forgot about Shaddolls. Yeah, Shaddolls and Cleaforts were like all the rage at that point. And then you know, Samurais. Samurais were just falling off at the time, but they were still really popular, and you'd hit like Samurai bullshit. Most because I think they had just like limited a card, which made Samurais less powerful. How Gores and Blackluster Soldier fell off. I mean, for sure. But Gores was a lot of fun. They were the best cards, and then bad. Alicia K is saying right before. We're sitting at a bonfire that didn't light. Let's hear it. Another one that fell off just because there's just better things you can use now was that one hand trap that like negates effects. What's his name? I have 3 of them in my deck box because I you know, I used to play it. I forget what it's called. It was also a tuner. It was a level 1 tuner where you could discard it to negate an effect. It should be on fire. I don't get it. Effect Veiler? Yeah, it was Effect Veiler. Is it still played? Not as often. It's still relevant. People put it in the side deck, right? At this point, just in case you need more hand traps. You never have enough goddamn hand traps, right? The moment hand traps started being a thing was like, man, they're so good. Let's just play all of them in my deck. Now it's just Ash Blossom, Ash fucking... That's what I got. I got another Ash Blossom. I haven't really played since the Link stuff happened. I don't really understand Link summoning all that much, so I don't really play it. Or I don't play. I have a couple of Link cards in my deck box, but like, I have never played with Link summoning, so I don't really know how it works very well. Also, being a level 1 tuner has some niche interactions in decks that can summon it back. Yeah, for sure. Like Skull Servants. Although Skull Servants didn't really utilize that particular thing. I think you can now with all the Link stuff, because you can use level 1s for Link stuff, like Link Kuriboh, a couple others. But I'm not super familiar with Link stuff. I couldn't really tell you. I don't play. They need to stop adding new mechanics. From like fucking, okay, cool. We got fusions. We got ritual summoning. Great. We got synchro, Xyz, pendulums, link summons. Fucking stop. No more. We don't need any more spaces on the board. Make the game slower, not faster, please. The game is way too fast now. It's like, I don't know. You did stop adding new mechanics? Links are almost 10 years old. Really? Now they're almost 10 years. Jesus Christ. They can't be. The fucking Pendulums came out like fucking 12 years ago, so Links can't be that much newer than that. 2017, so they released Pendulums and then 3 years later released Links. Why? Why would they do that? I'm glad they stopped, but God. Still a lot. Still a lot. The only deck that I really enjoyed from Yu-Gi-Oh was Skull Servants, though. So, like, you know, I didn't like meta pushing or meta going. I didn't like the shit. I gotta change the song. I want this. Not like bad. I just don't want to play this one. Yeah, it's too fast. It's basically a game of who brought the bigger gun and who can draw it faster. You know what I mean? Yu-Gi-Oh now is a you're challenging someone to a duel at high noon, and whoever draws their gun from their holster faster wins. So whoever goes first essentially wins. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh is now, and I don't like that. But I don't like it. I want a format that lets me play Skull Servants, but doesn't have links. Right? That's all I want. In fact, you don't even have to let me play White Baking or White Lord or whatever. It's just everything else, because I like everything else. White Baking came out way after I stopped playing. I have it, but I don't have to play with it. How so? Why do you think the current Yu-Gi-Oh is much closer to old school? Why is that? I mean, real old school Yu-Gi-Oh was, I play this big duder, my biggest 4-star monster, Genie of the Lamp. End my turn. I think original, like, old school Yu-Gi-Oh is a little bit boring. That makes sense, that's true. But I mean, old school Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't fast, was the thing though. Like for sure, every deck had generic staples and an end piece, but the reason why it was like that back then was because there weren't that many cards. There just wasn't that many cards. Now it's like that because the main things people win with are so broken that why would you play anything else? And they really need to do something about it. Or not, they can just keep re-releasing new engines that allow you to get to the same endgame state as every other deck that they release nowadays. But, and have it be, like, super expensive like usual. But, you know. I mean, true. Like GOAT format always suffers from the chaos cards. It really feels like every format suffers from the new hotness of right now. Yep. That makes sense. Later makes sense. Or Lava Golem. Anti-meta decks are always somewhat popular. Or I guess Kaijus, right? Kaijus are the new Lava Golem alternative, right? Get rid of your opponent's cards by giving them big monsters that do nothing. Not an expert, though. Not an expert. I haven't played in a while. Got 250 bucks, Nicole. Nice. True. I mean, there's a lot of powerful cards that got more manageable later. That's why cards like Snatch Steal are became like they go through phases of re-releasing old format cards that are no longer as broken as they used to. Like there are some that are just going to remain always broken, like Pot of Greed, since it just essentially makes your deck one size smaller, right? Instead of having a 40 card deck, you have a 39 card deck if you play Pot of Greed, or I guess more like a 28 card deck, kind of. There's level 124. One more level, and we don't have to play this character anymore, at least until 4th draft comes out. Have it done before they release the preview on Bowman, and make me not want to play it anymore because their preview on Bowman makes me not want to play Bowman. Because they give it just Hurricane or something. Hope not. But yeah, no, every format suffers from the Konami-itis, which is to say Konami just released a new deck that's broken, or a new card that is broken, and every deck is, I play that card and I win. And that's how basically every format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Always has been. Except for the first format of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which was everyone plays 1800 attack beaters, and like generic shit and tries to win that way. The strongest part of Pagarita is that it's card advantage in general. Most decks nowadays break 40 cards just because there's so many good engines you can fit in that going over makes your hands better because you have more starters. I don't see how logistically or logically that makes sense, because a 40 card deck, I know, although small, is statistically you're gonna run into your cards and the things you need more often than you would with a larger deck. So unless the cards that you're playing are so good that none of them can be cut, which I don't think is the case, people are overestimating how powerful certain cards are. And people that are winning with larger decks are an outlier, not the reason. If everyone's playing a bigger deck, then someone's going to come in with a smaller deck and sweep everyone, unless they get unlucky. But for sure, I guess if you have more starters in your deck, but like, I just don't see how that would be a thing. Like, I think it'd just be better to play the stuff that you need in your side deck and then swap in stuff based on the opponent in round 2. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like unless your deck is specifically playing something like the grass is greener, there's no reason to play more than that. Like it need to be a deck that specifically gets benefit from having more than 40 cards. Otherwise, there's no reason in doing that because it just lowers your consistency. You have 2 dumb questions. Is there any reason to spend 30 steel bars to get an auction tank? And does it matter in DPS calculations if your stats are based... if your stats are your base stats or added via scrolled gear? So you can equip gear if your stats add up to a bigger amount than the thing. So for example, this weapon requires 112 strength. My strength isn't 112. So I can equip this bow because I'm wearing this overall that gives me an extra enough strength to wear it. That's the only... Oh, you got a promotion, nice, Nicole. So that's the thing. I think the auction tank is just cosmetic, by the way. The auction tank is just a cosmetic item. So that's about the difference. I don't think there's a big difference here between added stats and base stats that you have in your thing, other than like percentiles, which don't exist in this version of the game. Some percentiles don't affect, at least in like modern MapleStory, some percentiles don't affect added stats, but that's not the case in ChronoStory because there's nothing that gives you percentiles yet. And the percentile granted from Maple Warrior that we're going to get in 4th job, I believe does affect, or at least unless it's nerfed, it does affect added stats, so it's the only percentile in the game, I think. But if you play, let's say, 20 cards you want to see, adding a 41st card pushes that amount to 21 cards, so you are more likely to draw the cards that you want. No. If you play 40 cards, right, and 20 of those cards are cards you'd want to see. If you play another card, then you want to get rid of one of the cards you don't want to see for that 21st card that you want to see. If you don't, your consistency drops because it doesn't mean you are more likely to see the 21 cards in your deck. it means yes, you are technically more likely to see it because there's more of those cards in your deck, but you're also more likely to get bad draws later because your consistency is lower because you now have more cards in your deck. So you want to keep it around 40 cards. I mean, for sure, if you have 50 cards and you want to see 30 of them, you're more likely to hit those 30 than those 20. But if you had 40 cards, then you're even more likely to hit those 30 than those 10. A thief with 170 luck and Dex scrolled shield will do the same as a thief that has, if they scrolled a gear for luck. I believe so. Yes, correct. That is correct. Yes. You have to run the other 20 cards because you have to run hand traps protection, or else you explode violently going second. I mean, if you go second, you lose anyway. Essentially. Here's how going second works in modern MapleStory. If you go second, you lose unless you have your hand traps. If you can't fit hand traps into a 40-card deck, those are the cards you want to draw first if you go second. So you want a 40-card deck so you're more likely to hit your hand traps. If you're playing more than that, you're less likely to hit your hand traps, and you're more likely to instantly get nuked if you go second. But if you're going second, you're probably going to lose anyway. So there's no reason to run the game is a coin flip right now. If you go first, you win, essentially. Unless your opponent has every hand trap in the world. And if they have every hand trap in the world, they're probably playing a 40-card deck, so they can draw those hand traps more consistently. That makes sense. You can't really talk right now, so you'll just be your new streak. What's up? Thank you for at least saying it, Kraz. You have a good day at work, my friend. You have a good day at work. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. You know I do. Always, always, my friend. Always. Take that fat shit you're in the bathroom for. Absolutely. But yeah, that's what doesn't make sense to me, right? You don't want to go more than 40 cards unless you're playing a deck that specifically benefits from having more than 40 cards with cards that want you to have more than 40 cards. If you don't have those cards, you want to mitigate. You want to make your deck in a way that can win with 40 cards, right? Otherwise, your consistency is terrible. For sure, you want to put hand traps in your deck, otherwise you get nuked if you go second. But if you go first, fucking, you usually win. Unless you have hand traps. So, what do you do here? You add the hand traps to your deck in a ratio. 3 out of 8 decks at this year in the top play over 40 cards. It's a thing nowadays. Well, here's the thing. More than 50% of people are playing 40 cards. This sounds to me like something we talked about earlier. By the way, thank you for helping us today. You've been feeling a bit better about things. Hell yeah, Kraz. Hell yeah, I'm glad. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. You know it. That sounds like something I talked about earlier in the stream, which is to say correlation, not causation. They're in the top 8, but they're not in the top 8 because their deck had more than 40 cards. They're in the top 8 despite that. They're in the top 8 because the people playing those decks know what they're doing and put cards in their deck as safe gaps to win certain matches with larger decks, even though the deck doesn't really run as optimally as if you ran it with 40 cards. So they're in the top 8 not because they have more than 40 cards in their deck, but despite they have 40 cards in their deck. Because the people playing them are good at the game and know what they're doing. Even if you were good at the game and knew what you're doing, you'd have a better time running a 40 card deck. You know? It might be a thing, but that doesn't mean it's correct. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's technically optimal. The optimal strategy is always go 40 cards. Unless you're playing cards that specifically want you to have more, like the grass is greener, for example. Right? Grass is greener is an outlier card. Now, if it would be a statistical anomaly to say what I just said, if it was like 6 out of 8 of the top 8 had more than 40 cards, in which case you would have proved me wrong, right? But it's only 3 out of 8. If it's only 3 out of 8, like, yeah, there's always been people with larger decks that get in the top 8. But it's never more than like it's never more than half, because it's better to go with the smaller decks, right? I don't think there's ever been a time where it's been more than half the decks for 40 cards. I think there was like 1 or 2 formats where that was the case, and those formats were like Light Sworns and Grass is Greener type cards, where your entire deck format, it incentivizes you to play more than 40 cards. But right now, it's not an incentive because no one's playing decks that specifically benefit from having more than 40 cards. It's really just hurting yourself. And that's why there's not more of them in the format. And that's why it's not like 5 out of the 8 decks in the, you know what I mean? Like, for sure, a weaker player might have a better time winning with a bigger deck in that case, because they don't really know which cards are more beneficial to keep and which cards are more beneficial to get rid of. So it's better just to add all the cards that are helpful in the situation no matter what. So having a bigger deck is better. So stuffing your deck full of your hand traps, even though it puts you over 40 cards, will do you better in the long run at your current level of play. But if you're like someone at the end of the end game, like levels of play in Yu-Gi-Oh! In that way, that would just be a hindrance. Like, it's lowering your consistency. The only reason why it hires a lower tier player's consistency is because they don't really, like, either they don't have the experience playing the game to know which cards to get rid of for that particular instance, or they are second guessing themselves and probably doing more cards than they should, just in case, depending on the situation. Does that mean it's right? No. It could be right in some very specific situations, but usually it's not. And I'd recommend against it. Sorry, I used to play a lot of card games. No matter the card game that you're playing, unless you're playing a deck where you specifically need to play more cards to make your deck, your win condition work properly, you never want to play more than the max cards allotted for your deck. My wife and I are making a card game. We have a deck limit. Like, the deck size is the deck limit. Every deck has to be the same size. You can't make it more, you can't make it less in our card game that we're making. For this exact reason, right? You're going to get people that are going to ruin their own... Well, it's not for that reason, but, like, it's part of the philosophy of the card game, right? Like, for sure, you have a lot of freedom in building your deck. Now, there is a mechanical reason as to why there's a certain number of cards you can have in your deck in the game that we're making. But, like, the reason why we're not allowing more cards is for that reason, but also, in the background, my reasoning is don't let player... Like, if you're making a card game, don't let players be like, yeah, I'm going to play more cards in my deck than what is recommended. Like, no. Don't do that. You're making the game... You're going to make the game more frustrating for yourself. You know what I mean? For sure, people have free will, but come on. For sure, there's lots of decks in Magic the Gathering that probably do it that way. I don't play Magic the Gathering, and I can't say which decks are like that. But I know there are a lot of decks in Magic the Gathering and like builds and all that are good with more than the amount of cards that you normally would have in a deck, because that's just how those decks work, right? They have cards that specify based on the number of cards in your deck or some such, or you have cards that specify banishing your whole deck, or however that works, banishing your whole library or something, whatever it's called, to deal damage or something like that. So having bigger decks is more beneficial for you, stuff like that. There's also the inverse scenario where drawing a card is so bad it's worth going over 40 cards, and yet it's integral enough to the game plan that it's worth playing more cards to lower the odds of drawing the one, like Brilliant Fusion, Gem Knight Garnet. Magic Gathering always is always deck. Yep. Oh, there you go. Unless you have to play more than X. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Unless you're playing a card that specifically specifies you need to play more cards, or specifies you get like something out of playing more cards. And as you just mentioned here for the Yu-Gi-Oh, the inverse scenario where you're playing a card that you don't want to draw, even though it's integral to your game plan, that's the same as playing a card that makes it more beneficial to play more cards, because that's what that is. You don't want to draw the card, so you want to lower your deck consistency of drawing that card, so you play more cards, right? If that's the deck design and the way the deck works, like that's how you play it. You put more cards in the deck. You're proving my point here. Like, unless the cards in your deck are specifically tailored to you need to play more cards in your deck, don't play more cards in your deck. It's just gonna make if you're not good at the game, it's gonna make it more frustrating, and you're not gonna know why you're losing. And if you are good at the game, all you're doing is lowering your own consistency. There's no reason in doing that, and that's why it's always why it's a statistical outlier. Why people with more cards in their deck get like in top 10s or whatever in these card games. Like that's gonna happen. There's so many people playing this card game that someone is gonna come in with a meme deck or a deck that they got really lucky on in certain matches, or they're just a really good player and they did it because the current meta was like, cool, if you don't play these cards you're gonna lose. Well, I want to play the deck that I want to play, but I don't have room for this. I'm just gonna put this in here anyway, and then they still make it in the top 10 because they're a good player and the deck they're playing is good. It's just not as consistent as it could have been if those cards weren't needed for the format, and it does ruin their consistency. But for sure, those are outliers. It's coincidence, not it's confirmation bias. There you go. Nerd talk. Fucking nerd talk. I play a lot of card games, okay? Not Magic the Gathering, but I played a lot of Elder Scrolls Legends. I played a lot of Gwent. I played a lot of my wife and I are making a card game. We play a lot of card games, and I played a whole shit ton of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger, you know. It was the same with Elder Scrolls Legends. Never play more cards than are allowed in your deck. But to be fair, Elder Scrolls Legends deck size was 50, and that's a lot. In the Asian version of Elder Scrolls Legends, which they when Elder Scrolls Legends was about to go out of business, they like shut down their servers and stuff. They sold the game overseas. So the game started overseas a little later, and it lasted a little bit longer, like a year or two longer than it did over here, before getting shut down. But over there they made the deck size 40 instead of 30. Or 40 instead of 50 rather. Because there was no reason for it to be 50 in the first place. So it was apparently way funner over there. I wish they had done that here. You know? Why not? Whatever. I missed that game. But there are people making it right now. They're remaking it. Unfortunately, the guy who is remaking it is kind of a dingaloid, a dingus, moonbrain. He was like a couple days before the server was shut down. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna get all the data I can from the server, and keep it in so I can easily recreate the game. And then he like put it off. He's like, yeah, I can do it tomorrow. And then he was like, yeah, I can do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the shutdown day, but it shuts down at this time. Turns out it shut down like 2 hours early, so we didn't get all the data that we needed. We just kept putting it off. So now it's still in development, even now, even though it could have already been done. And it like everyone was like, man, you're stupid. Unfortunate, but you know, whatever. At least they're making it. At least this guy's making it, and they haven't gotten the cease and desist or nothing like that. I applied for their play test. They never got back to me. I'll be able to play it once it comes out, but it's exciting. That game shutting down, Elder Scrolls Legends, is the reason my wife and I started making our card game. We haven't been working on it lately, but we're gonna start working on it again. If we'd been working on it consistently, it would already be done. But my wife and I get on each other's nerves when we design card games together a lot. We decided to design it together. I'm glad we did. She's like the ideas that I have are good, the ideas she has are good, and it wouldn't be as good of a game as it sits now if just I had done it, right? Because I'm the one who wanted to do it. She was like, oh, I want to do it with you. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to do it together. But we got on each other's nerves when we design stuff like that, because my design philosophy is different from her design philosophy, and the two of us kind of just like over time get on each other's nerves. So we work on it for like a month, and then we like, okay, let's stop working on it for a little bit. It's not fun anymore because we hate each other right now. Let's stop. Let's stop for a bit, and then we've stopped for a bit, and then we get back to it after a few months. So, it is what it is. I'm excited though. I want to release my card game. It'll be fun. In my card game, it's similar to Magic the Gathering in that basically there are colors, right? Kind of. Fun story of helping someone make custom Yu-Gi-Oh formats. Oh yeah. So right, everyone has different like design philosophies, and like you can get on each other's nerves that way. It's just how it is. And if you're married, it sucks because like there's no getting away from each other if you're not getting along because of something for a bit, right? It's fine. It's fine. But, I'm excited for our card game. It has similar design aesthetic to like Magic the Gathering in that you have different colored decks. It's instead of it being like cool, these are the colored decks. It's more like they're kingdoms, right? You can pick up to 2 kingdoms. You can't do unlimited amount of colors like you can in Magic the Gathering. You can just pick up to 2. We might get rid of that restriction, but I don't think we will because of how the game works in general. Because you don't have different colored mana. Instead, you gain 1 mana every turn. And right now, the current design is if you spend your mana, it's gone. So like you don't gain that much mana every turn. You have that much mana, and once you spend it, it's gone. You get more mana by attacking the central health pool. The central health pool also ends the game, and the way you win is by gaining points. So you get board states that give you points at the start of your turn. So your opponent has time to respond to your board state, and then on your turn you resolve at the beginning of your turn your board state to see if you got any points, and then you tally your points and you keep track of them. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. Essentially, you can still attack each other's cards. You can play stuff that disrupts gameplay, makes you have a better board state, so your opponent is forced to attack your cards rather than make their board state better, that kind of stuff. I'm being kind of vague because the way that the game works is kind of unique, and I don't want to get it out in the world. This is the game that's being made by us because we're taking our time with it. So if I give away the main mechanic, someone might be like, oh, that's a cool mechanic. Let's steal that shit, you know? And then they're gonna make their game faster than us. So I don't want to do that. But it's similar to like full inventory again. It's similar to like the Disney card game because you have to get points to win. It's not in the same because you don't have a certain number of points, and whoever gets that number of points wins. It's whoever at the end of the game has the most points wins. Which is fun. We've only made a couple of colored decks, a couple kingdoms, like 2, 3. We made 3. My wife does it in a silly way, which, in my opinion, is kind of silly. I get where she's coming from, and this is where the main source of contention with the design comes from. She thinks that making each colored deck perfect before moving on to the next color deck is the way to go. I think it is getting the general idea of every colored deck, and then going in and balancing, because you don't know how they're going to affect one another because you can play more than one color. You always like the Lorcana way, yeah, because it avoids the trap of making people block needlessly or thinking strict self-healing is good. You don't need to play self-healing because there's nothing like that. You do attack your opponent, but you have the choice of attacking your opponent or attacking the central health pool, because the central health pool gives you mana, but is also what dictates when the game ends, right? When the central health pool is gone, the game ends. So you and your opponent have to like think about, okay, do I attack my opponent and disrupt their game board, or do I attack the central health pool to gain mana, so I can make my board better? You know, you're like, it's like this checks and balances and whatnot. Hello, Iman, welcome in. Yeah, she thinks getting each deck perfect is the way to go. I think make like 7 different deck types, like the different kingdom types, different colors, like Magic the Gathering's colors, and then balance them all afterwards. Right? Make new cards, balance all the old cards, see what works and what doesn't. I feel like that would be the better way to go about it, but her way is also her way, and my wife is that way, where she wants her way. And it's fine. I understand how she is. It's fine with me. I just feel like if we knew all the, like, you wouldn't run into problems of going back in and having to rebalance stuff because the new stuff you made is different from the old stuff if you made all the new stuff first. And then you went back in and fixed everything together. Because then you can balance everything together rather than having to balance them separately and then balance them again. Because then you have to do double balancing for no reason. But regardless, I think both ways have merits. I'm gonna do it her way, just because she'll murder me otherwise. That's fine. That's why we have 3 decks. Otherwise, we'd have 2 decks. We only have 2 colors if we did it her way this whole time. I made a second color, and then she got upset at me, which is the reason why we haven't been working on it for a bit, because she's been upset at me. She got upset at me for it. Which at the time I didn't know what caused that, but now I do. It's fine. It's fine. I don't regret working on this game with her. It wouldn't be as good of a game without her input and help and everything. But it is bogging down the creation of the game only because we have to get along when we do it. Biggest lesson you try to teach people who ask you about custom formats is understanding what is going to be the best thing ideally, because that is the one thing that absolutely has to be fun, since that is what people will see the most. If it is, great. If not, you at least know where to start looking to make it better. Yeah, right? We think that the gameplay loop is good. We've tested some of the decks that we've made, and it feels fun to play. We're testing some other mechanics for it, like whether or not you should gain mana every turn, and then keep that mana, similar to how Elder Scrolls Legends did it, where you'd start with 1 mana, turn 2 you'd have 2 mana, turn 3 you'd have 3 mana, and you can spend all that mana, and you'd have 4 mana the next turn, and then 5 mana the turn after that, even if you spent all your mana the previous turn, right? Or you didn't spend all your mana the previous turn, you're still gonna have 5 mana next turn. But we're gonna test that. I don't think we're gonna do it that way. I think we both prefer the way where it's like you have a finite number of mana that goes up 1 every turn. Once you spend it, it's gone, and you get more mana by attacking the central health. I think that's probably the way to go, but we're gonna test it the other way as well. And there's other things we want to test as well. We gotta change some of the power values and some cards and things of that nature. I think it's gonna be fine. The game itself feels fun to play. We'll probably play it on stream at some point in the future once we actually have a playable test copy, right? We'll probably put it in something like Tabletop Simulator and then play it. But that's a while for now. We haven't been working on it lately. She's been kind of in the mood to work on it lately, but she forgot about it and then remembers and then forgets and then remembers. I forget about it a lot of the time too, but I have it here by my desk. It's in a basket. then we also have the cards on the computer. She actually wants me to go on and kind of go in and fix some stuff too. I just forget that that's a thing, and she forgets the thing. So I'll have to find that spreadsheet and do some stuff with it. I like card games. $18 mil already. That'll be some good amount to throw at the Omega Sector Guest Fund. Ugh. Well, we're probably gonna get Iran in ChronoStory eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Dual Blade. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we get even after Big Bang classes like Resistance or stuff like that eventually. But like D-made to work in like an old school setting. I don't think it is the classes that came later that made old school bad, or like that made MapleStory bad. It was just the way that bossing works and the way level progression works, right? Regardless of the classes that are released later, I think as long as they're made with this particular version in mind, they can release whatever they want. They can release all 5 heroes, and as long as they're not overpowered, it's fine, right? Yeah, the mastery books in the cash up did suck. But I have been told that we're probably going to get Iran at some point, so if that's the case, we'll probably get Lucid too. And when we get Iran, you see this Ranger? Probably never going to touch it again. I'll be an Iran main through and through. Who needs other classes if Iran exists, right? I will be Iran's ambassador. And Yeah, with 4th job coming out, that means more likely we're gonna start hearing more stuff about other stuff that comes out, like more classes. Hopefully we get Iran. Hopefully we get some other stuff. Who knows if we'll get Cygnus Knights? They're a bit controversial. They're not controversial, just more like, since we don't have all that many character slots to make characters in, it makes Cygnus Knights kind of like, why would you do that? I feel like Cygnus Knight should be a quest, like, at least if we don't get more character slots because of how MapleStory Worlds works, it should just be like a quest line, right? It should be a quest line with a mini dungeon, and you go in and you get some Cygnus Knight stuff, like Cygnus Knight bonuses and stuff or something. A couple skills and some stuff like that. That could be the way to do it, I think, in my opinion. Just because we just don't have that many character slots, and unless they do like a full like class remake of all the Cygnus Knights and make them their own class or something, which they could do, but that'd be a lot of work. It's like the original Cygnus Knights was just cool. You get to 120, and that's it. And you have a couple extra skills that you can make. And then you can make an Ultimate Explorer eventually. This is what they did eventually in regular MapleStory, right? So, cool. But, like, just with the limited number of character slots, I feel like it's not worth it. To release that many things that they're just, like, have a limited level 120. Even if they up that, even if they get rid of the level limit, you still only get 3rd job. You know? Things like Dual Blade or Iran would be cool, or like demakes of like the Resistance class. But they don't really need to be demakes. The original versions of the Resistance classes weren't too bad. They just need to be balanced properly. I don't know. Could be cool. Gives more bossing options, like way more bossing options. Imagine the true endgame boss of ChronoStory is the Black Mage. At level 300, you can go kill the Black Mage. Ooh. True endgame. Probably not. That would be a lot of work. I'm hopeful for like more stuff beyond that and whatnot, more classes and things eventually. I'd love to see more. One thing I'd love to see is some custom classes, right? I'd love to see like a 3rd job choice for every job, a third job advancement choice for every job. So like the only ones that have a 3rd one are warriors and mages. So yeah, Dual Blade exists for sure. Cannoneer exists. Pathfinder exists. But they don't have to go those routes. Pathfinder came out way later, and would be like even no matter what they would do with Pathfinder, it'd be overpowered. I feel like with they could do Cannoneer and they could do Dual Blade without much difference, but with Bowman, I mean, like a custom class, they could do like Cowboy, right? Make it so you dual wield pistols, you know, or like a rifleman and uses a rifle. There is a rifle class that never got released in GMS from the Japanese version. They had like a rifle or whatever, like one of the Sengoku classes used that as a basis. But I feel like a cowboy would be best here. It's a theme that was only ever done once in MapleStory with Jet, but that was a space cowboy. Don't do space cowboy. Just do a regular cowboy. A cowboy is a pirate of the land, after all. Right? Technically, a bandit is the pirate of the land, but still, good enough. Pirate doesn't mean it has to be sea-based. I'm sorry, Ranger. Something Ranger. Texas Ranger. You can get the name Lockheed. It's a good one, Moose. It's a good one. I'd love a cowboy class. Like make that the 4th Ranger, right? I think thematically it makes sense. Like for sure, a cowboy. Like if you're going like an outlaw theme, then that's more of a thief theme or a pirate theme. But like if you're making it a ranger, I think it makes sense, right? Give it a gun, dual wielding pistols. You know. I don't know. How would it be different? It's not a super fast shot like Bowman is with Hurricane, and it's not a super strong singular shot like with Snipe. You need to be somewhere in between, right? Right? Bowman's a bosser. Crossbowman, I think, will be a bosser as well. And they'll both be good mobbers, but make a new one, right? Like what? How it has good party buff synergy. Obviously, it's gonna get it would get Deadeye or whatever that is, the Bowman skill, the 1 in 4th job that gives you crit rate. But what if it also got like what's that skill called? It's not called Deadeye, is it? It's called something else, right? Crit rate 1. And remember, I'm drawing a blank right now. Someone tell me if I'm right or wrong on what it's called. Sharp Eyes, thank you. It could get a skill called Deadeye, and make it so like another party buff that does a damage buff for everyone or something like that. Make it invaluable in parties, and then like you know, make it an okay bosser but better at mobbing. You know. There's a lot of cool shit you can do. Also, thank you, Plasma. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. By the way, if you're new here, don't forget to leave a follow over here on Twitch. I'd appreciate it. I stream every day. Lots of ChronoStory, and I'm going to play this a lot more often in the future. This character's almost level 125. That's when we're not going to be playing this character anymore. We'll probably play it a little bit longer today, because we have some shit to get. We got to re-roll the pink cape we got on my main the other day. We want that 4 attack. Hello, Timmy. Welcome in. And then and see you later. Timmy. But yeah, I stream every day, and will continue to do so. It's not always MapleStory either, by the way. I'm a variety streamer, but Chris. What's my mains level? It's also 125. My whole goal. I haven't really. Like, I don't see a huge point getting characters past like 125 until 4th job's out, unless Iran was out, in which case that I'd have like a level 200 by now. But if Iran was out, because I would have played Iran until level 200 easily. But my main is a 125 Dragonite, and this is about to be a 125 Ranger. Just like I'm getting them both to 125 in preparation for 4th job. That was my whole goal for this for these last few play sessions, was getting them both there. And I'm going to continue playing it even before 4th job comes up. I'll probably be playing a different character, unless I can't seem to get the fucking pink cape that I have, the 4 attack power. What's going to be my 3rd 125 before 4th job? The only one that I could realistically see being my 3rd 125 before 4th job is Hero. But I don't see myself playing my hero to 125, I wasn't really impressed by the changes they made for hero and 4th job, and I feel like I would get bored of hero instantaneously. Right. So I don't see a reason. Like, I made the hero because I figured they would do something really cool with 4th job, and it's ended up kind of boring. I mean, for sure, Brandish can hit multiple enemies now, but that's still kind of boring, in my opinion. Chief Bandit's dope. That is an option. I was thinking of Chief Bandit, to be fair. Yeah, I was thinking of that. That isn't a bad idea. I was thinking that, maybe Gunslinger, maybe Crossbowman. I know I just played a Bowman, and playing another Bowman is like, man, but it's an option. Definitely not Paladin. I didn't like the changes for Paladin either. I think Heaven's Hammer is too weak. It could be a mage. We already saw their updates. I don't really like their updates for 4th job, so it kind of kills my vibe a bit. I don't mind the chain lightning. I like that still a lot. I don't like the animation they chose for it. I don't like the original animation they chose. I wish they went with the more modern version look, because that one looks cooler without being much different. But regardless, yeah, it might be I'm definitely not gonna do an assassin. I'm almost definitely not gonna play a cleric. Don't want to do paladin. Don't want to finish my hero. So the options are really Chief Bandit, Crossbowman, Corsair, or probably Ice Lightning. One of those 4, right? But I don't think I'm going to be able to get them to 125 before 4th job comes out. Any of those characters that I would play, I'd be starting them from around level 1, right? I'd be starting them from scratch, and that takes too long, especially in the 60s, like from like 50 to like 75. Like that level range is ass. So I don't see it happening. It's also not going to be on this account. I'd have to make up my other account where my hero is, because I want to keep. I have 3 characters on this account. One of them's a fire poison that I was raising, but I decided not to do because I found the 2nd job to be kind of boring. But I want to be able to delete that character once Iran comes out. I want my Iran to be on this account, because I have some OP gear for him if it does come out. If and when it comes out. It's gotta be this account. Not gonna be a different account. So I'd make it on a different account. I'm leaning towards Gunslinger, even though I don't think I'm gonna like 4th job Gunslinger. Even though I don't think I'm gonna like 4th job Gunslinger, which does suck. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that. You know, I might just do Chief Bandit. El Moose, you're probably right. I'll probably just do Chief Bandit. That's probably where I'm gonna go. And maybe I will level up my hero some more, but only so I can get money and gear for my Chief Bandit, and not specifically any other reason. Because my hero can be here. My hero can train here. He's like level 105 to 110-ish, somewhere in there. I forget. I haven't played him in a while. So I can train him here. So there's some good gear that drops here for Bandit, I believe. You get the Dark Pilates, and then you got the Red Offices. And the Red, yeah, all the Red Offices stuff even too. So I don't know. This would be a good spot for some gearing. For sure, for sure. Damn, it means I have to do more Lift Harbor Gatchathon. I gotta go back to Lift Harbor Gatch. We got no, actually no, I don't. No, I don't. I have to go back to not Lift Harbor Gatchapon, but I have to go back to doing on my hero. I have to go back to running super suboptimal at this point, but Toro shields for the thief shield. Yeah, I have to go back and run Toro shields for that thief shield, which I'll probably do as the very first thing I do before even touching making one, because I think that's only a level 20 shield or a level 30 shield, something like that. Moose is right. We're gonna do Chief Bandit next. I've committed. My heart has decided. My heart of hearts has committed to banditdom. Even though I'm not a big fan of the Band of Thieves attack. In fact, I don't like the Band of Thieves attack at all. But I like the fourth job stuff, so I'm fine with it. As long as they don't fuck up the fourth job stuff, I'm fine with it. We can hope. We can hope, Chris. We can hope. We don't know. We don't know what they're gonna release along with fourth job. My hope is they're gonna release a few maps deeper into Leafree. That would be the best place to go, because that's what we need now at this point. I can't imagine they're gonna release too much map wise, because Bote is basically on his own for this update. Bote and Vaft are the only two people who work on this game, right? We only have 2 devs. And Vaft is taking a step back at the moment because he got a promotion at work, so he can't really devote any more time to the game, right? He can't really devote time to the game. So it's basically just up to Bote. So Bote is devoting a lot of his time to doing the fourth jobs, right? I don't know if he's gonna release new maps. I hope so, because I don't want to be training here in fourth job, because this is where I'll be in fourth job if fourth job comes out. I'd probably just wait like a month after fourth. I'd probably get the fourth job updates, and then I'd go back to training I'd probably train all my dudes to 130 here, just because I want to play with the new stuff from fourth job, and then I'd go back to training my bandit until they're 130, and then I'd wait for new maps to happen. Maybe I'd train my hero to 130 as well, just because, there'll be time before new maps. But we don't know if there's gonna be new maps. If there's new maps, great. Well, did they have Vaft? Nothing. He just got a promotion at work, so apparently he stepped back from working on them. Because Vaft, Bote is the coder, but he can also map make. But because it's a lot of work for one person to do everything, Vaft was helping by doing map making, right? Vaft does map making and also banning and whatnot. So he'll ban people and he'll do map making, and then Bote does the coding. But because Vaft got a promotion at his work, he doesn't really have as much time to work on the game. That doesn't mean he's not helping at all. I'm sure he gives ideas and still bans people when he has the time, but he really doesn't have that much time, so he apparently took a step back. This is hearsay, by the way. I don't know if this is perfectly accurate. So that means it's basically up to Boat to make fourth job, and then also new maps to go along with it. So we don't know if we're gonna get new maps along with it. Could be a surprise. We might. It'd be great if we do. Hopefully we do. You know. I mean, the easiest thing Boat could do for fourth job is be like, cool, fourth job was released. These maps over here in these areas of the game have been overrun with corrupted monsters. For the next until new maps are released, these mobs are now this level in these maps that no one trains at anymore, right? And then fucking cool. There's now a secret map in Fog that goes to ultra super hard golems, and then but it's the same map as regular Fog. It's just a secondary map you can go to in Fog. And now there's this other map over here that's super strong mobs. So that'd be cool, and that would be really easy to do. That'd be my recommendation if he doesn't have time to make new maps after making fourth job, because he wants to release fourth job. But then, I mean, to be fair, also keeping in mind there is going to be a time where they're releasing fourth job. It'd be a good temporary fix, right? Just a temporary essentially mini event where some less used maps right now, Fog isn't as used as the other golem map with the dark golems, right? And pick a few popular maps, make some mirror world versions of them, right? like the popular old maps that people haven't been training at for a while because everyone's high level now. Make some mirror world versions that you can get through a portal in that map for a while that you can go to for higher level versions of those maps. You know, whatever, temporary fix. But to be fair, we might also get new maps because he's going to be releasing Fourth Job in the tester server before he releases it to the main server for like so people can test it and get like an idea of what should be buffed and what should be nerfed and changes that should be made there for in. So I would imagine that during that time, while people are doing testing stuff, he'll probably, like, for that week or so while he's getting feedback, probably work on more maps. Is my guess. I don't know how long it takes for map making, so it could take a while to make maps, right? As far as I know. But I feel like the easiest way for Boat, in this case, if he's by himself in this case, would be to do the temporary fix. I don't know if he's thought of that. I'm not one of the devs, and I don't have the authority to give him that information, like give him that idea. Maybe I'll put it in suggestions for him, just to let him know that could be an easy stopgap if he doesn't have time to work on a map when Fourth Job comes out. Right. Copy paste maps, update the monster drop tables, right, and make the monsters higher level with more EXP for those secondary maps or something. Something like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's exciting though. We're level 90, or 90%, so we're almost level 125. When we hit 125, we'll get the fuck out of here. Not out of the stream, but like out of this area. We're gonna go on to probably our main for a minute to get the materials needed for. I'm gonna take this guy over to Omega Sector first because we're gonna blow all of our Gachapon tickets over there to get some more stuff. And then I'm going to take my main, I'm going to respec him for a little bit more dexterity, not a ton more, but a bit more dexterity, and then head over to Kentaurus's, or whatever, to try to get the pieces so I can re-roll that fucking pack. So not too long from now, we'll do that. By the way, if you're new here, don't forget to leave a follow. I'd very much appreciate it. The other day we were at 300 followers. I lost 2 for some reason. I'd love to get those back. I stream MapleStory all the time. Lots of ChronoStory. If you like ChronoStory discussions and ideas and the speculation, I play a lot of ChronoStory. And even when I'm not, if I'm on and playing other games, if I'm streaming and playing other games, feel free to come in and talk ChronoStory at me. I like more conversation topics, the better. Right? I'm playing a game you have no care in whatsoever, but you want to talk shop about ChronoStory? Get the fuck in here. I'll talk about it even when I'm playing like fucking Balatro or something, right? I love discussionary topics. You know? Yeah, don't forget to leave a follow. I'd appreciate it. Huh. Almost there. Almost there. We can get the fuck out of this map for a while. Maybe. I might be back here pretty soon again, just on my fucking hero. At the very least, I think at the very least on my hero, I think I know he's over level 107. I'm pretty sure he's over level 107 because I have, or maybe he's like 106. Maybe that's what it was, like 106. I forget. I know that I've finished the last unwelcome guest quest. I don't know if I have him with his endgame weapon yet. I know I haven't scrolled an endgame weapon for him yet, but I know I've at least done that quest for unwelcome guest stuff. Not that it's endgame, technically speaking. We're gonna get better weapons eventually. I know from what Boat has said in the past, for now, the real best in slot stuff is gonna be the timeless stuff, and then anything over level 100, anything 110 or above is apparently gonna be buffed, right? Like they're gonna be major buffs and things for them. Who knows? Maybe he'll give the timeless gear a set effect or something, and same with the dragon gear for 110. So I know that this particular unwelcome guest stuff is a stopgap set. It's not going to be best in slot forever, but it's still good to go for it. We know that the timeless stuff is going to be the best in slot, at least until he releases any bosses that can do stuff, right? Like, you know, obviously Zakum's going to give you your best in slot helmet slot for a long time, probably. And then if he ever releases like Lionheart Castle, right? Because I've heard that he wants to do more bosses in the game as well. And then like revamp bosses too. That means that he'll probably release Lionheart, that boss, and then have that be a set. All right, that Lionheart set would work. That'd probably be the best in slot for a while too. Who knows? We'll see what happens for bossing. Now the 4th job's coming out, that's something he'll probably start thinking about is bossing. I'm sure before he starts releasing new characters, new classes, he'll probably release like Zack first at least, right? I would imagine. That's my guess. I know everyone's itching for a real boss. I know everyone is not itching to do the fucking jump quest, but everyone is itching for a new boss. Like a real boss. You know what? He'll probably release Papulatus, and then probably also, unless Papulatus is already out, I don't think it is. They'll probably release Papulatus and Zack, right? Is my guess. That's what I would guess. Speculative guess. And then it'd probably release maybe a new class, and then like stuff like with more maps and stuff. So I know one of the maps he wants to release is Korean Folktown. He wants to work on that. But I would recommend for him to finish Leaf 3 first, maybe even give us the first stage of Temple of Time first. And then release like a new class along with like Korean Folktown to like incentivize a new training area for a lower level range. Not even like a low level range, but like a lower level range than most players are, right? Because most players at this point are between levels 80 and 150. With a lot of players making new characters just to level them up for fun while they're waiting for 4th job, but that doesn't mean that they're like going to stick to them in 4th job. They're probably going to play their other classes for 4th job. So low-level areas, when he wants to release them, should come out alongside the new classes to give more places to train for those classes, especially in that level, 55 to 80 range, which is around where I believe he's going to put Korean Folktown. He might make Korean Folktown an area for like the same level range as a Mega Sector, but I don't know why he would. It's probably going to have a best in slot cape, because that was always there before. It was your not super best in slot, but it might be best in slot now. Who knows? 125. Let's get the fuck out of this map. Holy shit. Okay, let's sell everything. Let's buy 130 tickets. Keep 18 mil. How many tickets do we got? 157. Seems good. Let's head over to a Mega Sector. We're going to go ahead and toss all these tickets into a Mega Sector Gatch. So we already have the pack and don't need anything else from any other Gatch at the moment. Don't want to go that way. I want to go here. Should I save these Gachapon tickets for better Gachapons later? Probably. Am I going to? Absolutely not. No fucking thank you. I want the Gamba now. I want a Gamba right now. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go up there, we're going to Gamba, then we're going to switch back over to our DK. Respec his stats. And then go over to Kentaras's for scales and spirits. So we can re-roll our fucking pack. But let's see what we're going to get from the Omega Sector first. That looted beam. So how many do we have? We have 8 Chaos Crystals. Wow, we got a lot of Chaos Crystals today. Holy shit. That's some good luck. And a lot of Gachapon tickets. So we're gonna need a few. We're gonna try to re-roll that thing. We're gonna see if we get anything good. We should also scroll up the other stuff too. We'll scroll up the cape if we get the 4 attack pack, right? If we can scroll that, if we can re-roll that pack into 4 attack, we'll scroll up the cape first. We'll go dexterity. I mean strength. Or the strength pack. For sure, dexterity is more universally better, but God knows I want that damage, son. God knows I want that damage, son. And we're gonna fucking get it. There it is. Let's, party. Everyone cross your fingers. Etc. inventory is full. Okay. Hold up. Ah! Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. We are lurker friendly, so it didn't tell me who it was. I'm assuming it was probably Chris. It might have been someone else. Whoever it was, thank you. I appreciate it. If you want to make yourself known, you can in chat. And I will thank you specifically. You have earrings already? I do. But they're shit. I have to get another pair. I only succeeded once on it, and I have one more slot left. I'd love to get another pair. So we're gonna try. So technically speaking, yeah, I do want to get it something else from the catch point, but we'll see if we can get lucky. All these fucking butter toasted bullshits. All right. Make space. I just made space. Oh, it didn't. I thought I was supposed to sell all. What the fuck, man? So it'd be good to get them all from the gachapon, but it'll be a bit to get them all. Bam, now that should be space. Now we go space. I'm not paying attention to what I'm getting, I'm really just paying attention to when it tells me I don't get anything else. We'll see what we get at the end, if anything is worth keeping. I have gotten the earrings on my other character too, I believe, but they're only level 1. I gotta level them up on my other account. Once tells me I'm either out of tickets or out of space. That's where I'm gonna stop. I don't think I'll run out of space. I'll just run out of tickets. So many tickets. Huh! My wrist fucking tired, man. I got to take. Let's see what we got. We got 1, 2, 3. That guy. That's what all 5. I have more on my main as well. Of all of them, except for this one. So it's good we got lucky crystals. Nothing particularly good here, I don't think. We got another pole arm. Don't need to already have a good pole arm. Personal quest. Got bow. Ah, earrings. Never mind. We got an earring. Okay, good. We can lock that. In fact, I'll see if I can upgrade it right now. Upgrade 3rd and welcome guest equipment. Earrings. 1, please. And the 4th. Earrings, please. Bammo. Lovely. I guess we can re-roll with some of the tickets thingies we got. Even though I don't really want to. Oh, I can't on this character. It's fine. Let's do that. I'm gonna leave this on this character. Take off Kino. Take off this. We're gonna lock these earrings real quick. Boop, boop. And then we're gonna smelt everything. Smelt all unlocked, please. Yes, please. Boop, boo. Lovely to see. We got some good shit from that. Let's switch characters. Or actually, first, let's do the thing. I don't want to come back over here just to smelt, so we're gonna do this here. Merpins. What do I got here? 7. I got 7 luck crystals. Let's see what we got over here. 3. So what do we got here? 7. Okay, we got enough for everything. I'll take everything. Right, so we got 11, 10, 7, 68, and 20, so we can make 7 more. So we're gonna do that. Damn, I do have to come over here to re-roll if I want to, though, for those earrings. That's alright, that's alright, we can do that. Hello, Andre. Refine, Chaos Crystals, we want 7. Bam, 7 more. Got 16, that's good. Now let's switch back to our main. Still here, that's fine. Some bullshit. This fucking cape. God. Let's... Duder. Lurpins. I'm gonna like my Chaos Crystals, all my money. Also gonna take all my potions. I don't want to let them. Give me these. 60 of those. Mana elixirs. I don't think I use those on this character, but I do want my reindeer milks. All my milkies. I'll take these as well. I can get more tickets. Good. Bam. Alright, now what we got? We got a good amount of tickets to fucking sell too. Look at all these gloves for attack scrolls. Look at all these fucking gloves for attack scrolls. Not that I need it, but oh yes, I also want to put on my gear that I left on him because I'm stupid. Oh, I want this guy, I want that guy, and I want this guy. Everything else is worthless. Keep this out because we're going to re-roll that first. That is our first thing to look at. Now I could go and just deal with re-rolling the cape first. We're going to re-roll the earrings first because I'm stupid. Let's go down to Omega Sector again. Fuck me. How many times do I gotta run back and forth to fucking Omega Sector? A bajillion? Probably, right? Probably like a bajillion. Who's getting flashbacks? Who's getting flashbacks with this song? I don't have the other one. I don't have the later stage one where you'd be killing like mannequins. But I have, if you ever remember going back and killing CDs nuts, then you remember this song, I'm sure. Boop boop doop boop boop boop. Oh, that was some weird lag. Hello, Kay. Fucking re-roll my earrings, please. High dex, high strength. That's the opposite. That's the opposite. That's normal. That's not what I want. I think 5 and 6 is pretty good, right? 5 and 6 is pretty good. 6 strength, 5 dex. Isn't that good? What's the highest stat you can get on unwelcome guest earrings? Let me see. Boo, boo, boo. If anyone can find this before I can, because I'm looking it up now, but if anyone knows what the highest stat you can get on an unwelcome guest earring is, let me know, because I don't want to re-roll this too much. I want these for re-rolls for something else. Here we go. 7 is the highest. So it'd be better to go for 6 and 6, I suppose. No, I'm gonna leave it as is. I think 6 and 5 is fine. Let's actually take these off real quick. I'm gonna lock them. And let's go scroll these. Actually, we have enough scrolls. Let's do that. First, exchange scrolls, please. 83 of these. Jesus Christ. I want the cape strengths, even though I have a bajillion of them, because I'm going to be scrolling that fucking cape. Crossbow. I'm not going to be playing a crossbowman on this character, even if I want to make a crossbowman. Earring decks. They're 10%. I don't really want to use them. Although I have a lot of them, I don't really want to use them. Glove accuracy, 36. My God. Hey, Kara, how you doing? You finally get home? Glove for attack. Here's a fucking controversial thing I'm about to do. Sell them. 40. Only one. Been home, made food. Nice. I'm gonna keep the pole arm. Two-handed. Sell that too. Okay, now we need earring scrolls. Trading scroll vouchers. Earring. For, I think, strength. Yes. 5 of them.
That's what we love.
That's what we love our dog.
Love you, babe. Love you, babe.
Look, babe. So we got the earring scrolls for strength. Let's go ahead and hide the sound. I don't want to hear it. Settings, sound, off. And I'm gonna hide. What it says here. And let's see what we get. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 out of 5 successes is pretty good. 4 out of 5 successes ain't bad. Okay. Okay. So we got our earrings now. That's good. That doesn't mean shit. I'm actually gonna get gear. I'm gearing right now, Kara. Maybe we'll win soon. Depends. I haven't gotten a text from my wife saying she's off work yet, so I don't know yet. All right, let's see. We're gonna respec. I need more accuracy. Ability points, please. Okay. I mean, that usually I do 3-hour streams, right? But we're gearing first. We gotta gear first. We gotta go gear first. At least that's what I want to do. We'll see what happens. I think this should be enough dexterity, by the way. I think this is enough dexterity. Needs more dex. I don't know yet. We'll find out. We might. We're gonna go to Lee Free first because we got. That's where we're gonna test it because that's where we're gonna be fighting the main mob that we're gonna be doing today for the rest of the stream. Because we need to get the dragon spirit and dragon scales. I think we have some dragon scales. No, we don't. So we need both. We need dragon spirit and dragon scales because we're gonna be re-rolling our cape. So our cape can get up to 4 attack power. This one. Actually, it can get up to 5, but the likelihood of getting 5 is astronomically low. But the likelihood of getting 4 is 1 in 7. So like a 14% chance. So that's what we're gonna do. We want to re-roll that a few times, but we need the pieces to be able to re-roll it. And I have some of the pieces. We can re-roll it. We can re-roll it 11 times, but we need 11 of each of the other pieces to be able to re-roll 11 times. We need Dragon Spirit and Dragon Skills. They both drop from Dragon-type monsters, which we're going there. So there's a Dragon Nest, please. And we need accuracy to be able to hit them. I can already hit them, but it's not 100% of the time, which makes the grind slow. So I'm trying to up my accuracy so I can hit them 100% of the time, which was the plan for re-speccing. Plus, I'm going to need more accuracy later anyway. Once they release new maps, it's like, for sure, training optimally at the squids, I can go with 50 less accuracy. But, like, for once they release new maps with 4th job, if they do, I'm going to need the fucking accuracy. It'll be crazy. Here we are, a training spot. Boo, boo. We're gonna see if we hit 100% of the time. If we do, then we'll put the rest of the points in the string. It's looking like 100% hits. Good. Excellent. So 100% hits, it's fine. We're looking to re-roll this cape. Once we re-roll it, we can scroll it. Hopefully we get at least 4 successes on this cape scrolling once it's the right thing. Because God knows I don't want to roll for another fucking cape. Oh, please. 8 strength or 10 strength. I will settle for 6 strength. 3 successes. I will settle with that. But if we don't get that, it means I will be shit out of luck. We'll have to get another fucking cape eventually. Hopefully not. I don't want to dump so many fucking scrolls in the fucking Liftgatch one anymore. No more. I still have to for my other account. I want to do it again here. Don't make me. All this grinding for nothing. And then Bo is like, surprise, here's Chaos Scrolls, and then I'll cry. Lots of scales, no spirits yet. It's fine. They're technically only at like 1 in 200%, 1 in 200 chance of dropping either of them. So the fact they're getting so many scales is good. Plasma. Matt Chaos Scrolls 2 just made it 10 dex 4 attack KP. Right? I'd be so bad. I'd be like, God damn it. I don't think he wants to release Chaos Scrolls, so I don't think we're gonna get them. But if he did, I'd be so upset after just rolling a good cape, right? You got a 10 dex though, man. Fucking 4 scroll successes. I mean 5 scroll successes. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna be over here with 3. I'm gonna get 3 successes because my luck is abysmal. Plasma over here with the God Cape. Well, technically the God Cape would be 5 attack. You didn't roll for a 5 attack. No, I don't. I got 4 successes on this earring. There's no way I'm gonna get 5 on a cape. No fucking way. What Jedi said. Yeah, shit emoji, correct. Obviously, we gotta roll into 4 attack first. Or maybe, you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen, Plasma? I'm gonna do one roll on the cape. It's gonna get 5 attack, and then I'm gonna throw 5 scrolls on it, and only one of them's gonna succeed. That's what's good. That's my kind of luck. We get the god luck, and then immediately get shit. And immediately shit the bed. You know, that's my kind of luck right there. Yeah. Well, I'm not too fast for these problems. I'm already feeling it. I already feel my luck draining out of me by the second. There's no fucking way. God luck followed by shitting the bed. Yeah. We'll see. We have to actually get a we'll have to actually get a dragon spirit to be able to even test though. I'd like to get at least 3 ahead of time though, so we'll try to get 3. Just 1. But I'd like to get 3 ahead of time so we can just go straight into it. Do at least 3 rerolls. Because my luck has been, here's a 0 attack pack, here's a 0 attack pack, here's a 0 attack, that's over and over. Like, fuck, come on. Give me something decent, damn it. You know? There's 2 rerolls. We can get another one. It's May the 4th? Oh yeah, that meme. I forgot. I have no Star Wars games I'd want to play. In fact, I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. I'll be real. I stream every day. If it's not a big holiday, I usually forget. I'm good. Not tired today, surprisingly. Usually by this point in the stream, I'm a bit tired, but today we've had some good conversations and whatnot. Not very much silence in the stream, which is great. We talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while. We talked about MapleStory for a while. We talked about ChronoStory specifically for a while. You know, like, we've had some fun just chatting today. That's good. I love having chats. And if you like having chats too, don't forget to leave a follow here on Twitch if you're not. I stream every single day. I love having conversations about ChronoStory and other things. I don't just stream ChronoStory, by the way. If you're interested in other stuff, I stream a big variety of stuff. Which does mean I get followers slower generally, because I'm not technically niched down. The only niche I have is I play a lot of MapleStory, ChronoStory specifically. But yeah. We got 2, we got 1 more. What's good? Hello, Agnar. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, I'm annoyed. We got 2. Let's go re-roll twice. Let's go re-roll twice. It's annoying me. I need my fix, man. I need to see if I get anything get all good here, which we won't. But let's see. One attack. Oh my God! Look at this one. Look at that. Imagine re-rolling wasn't a thing and you got this straight out the fucking gachapon. The lowest stat you could get on a pack. Oh, unexpected. Look at that. No stat pack. Holy fucking shit. The flex it would be if I had another pack just to scroll that. Imagine intentionally throwing a bunch of 10% on it just to get it have no slots, like 0 slot 0 stat pack. No, I haven't streamed all night. The longest stream that I've done was 11 hours for my anniversary stream a week ago. Before that, it was a 9-hour stream I did for RuneScape a while back. I don't really stream overnight. I want to get my beauty sleep. No, I mean I think we played a little bit of Grounded during the stream. Maybe I forget. We mostly played Friend Swap. We talked, and I played a little bit of MapleStory at one point. Yeah, so like it was mostly that. It wasn't a Grounded one though. We might have played a little Grounded on stream. I don't think we've had that long. Yeah, Grounded 2. If it was a week ago, it was Grounded 2. We played some Grounded 1 a long time ago on stream. But this was like before Grounded 2 came out. No, the 9-hour stream I did was Old School RuneScape. And the 11-hour stream that I did was a variety of stuff. There was some Friend Swap. There was some non-Friend Swap. There was some MapleStory. I don't remember if there was ChronoStory or if my wife and I played... I don't know if my wife and I played Grounded or if we played... what's the game? Slay the Spire? I forget. I think it was Slay the Spire, though. When I'm big enough for a company to do that. So not for a long time, probably, because I'm a low BS VTuber. It's not a great idea. Yeah, I'd be eating the expense. The main people who would buy one are friends and family. I really don't have that big of a following. We've gotten the opposite of what we're looking for. I don't know the statistical likelihood of getting a 0 stat pack, but I can't imagine it's that much different from getting a max stat pack. Remember when I said my luck was really bad? Well, like, that's my kind of luck right there. The 0 stat pack I can't imagine the statistical likelihood of it, but I'm sure it's probably just as low as... You only got one win today? What character were you playing, and what's the word? What ascension are you on that character? Because if you're on Ascension 10, like I am on Ironclad, I can't imagine only Defect. You're only Ascension 10 on Defect. You only play Defect. Defect is also the hardest character in the game, in my opinion. I like Defect's my favorite, but he's actually, it's just because his cards are so varied. You can go up to 6 players in multiplayer? I figured you can only go up to 4. I'm sure that makes the game ridiculously hard, because just 2-player multiplayer is difficult. Ascension 6, okay. Not. I can see that. The game just gets harder with multiplayer, so even Ascension 6 would be really difficult. But at least you got a victory, right? At least you got one. Two more rerolls. Let's go give it a shot. 2 more rerolls. Dose more rerolls. Oh man. Don't leave me hanging this time with this 0 slot fucking, or this 0 stat pack. I mean, back to normal. And back to below average, but not too below average. Doesn't matter, not what we're looking for. How many more rolls can we do? 9. Let's go get some more. Let's go get some more. Alright. Back to the grind. We'll go back when we can do 2 more rolls. We're looking for 4 attack on this fucking pack. We've gotten a 3 once, but I'm not settling at 3 because 4 isn't that bad. It reminds you of female boss farming. I mean, that's because this is that theme. It is nostalgic. I'd love to see fucking that area released here. That'd be so much fun. I want to see that area released. I want to see and I want to see Singapore, and I want to see like Target and Scarlian. I want to see Mushroom Shrine. Imagine they make Hime's or Heims, as some people call it. Imagine they make Hime's like a level 170 training spot. That'd be cool. That'd actually be pretty rad. Old school, it was 90 something. Yeah. I mean, it's usually around there, right? It's usually around that level range. So, I mean, like, I could see them doing the same level range. I could see them making that map in particular be a higher level map. You know? Because that'd be cool, having that be a higher level map. I don't think there's any associated quests around the area, really, for the most part. So it wouldn't be a big deal making that one map be a higher level area. Like, making an area that's, like, a varied training area, right? Like, like, there's quite a few maps that are for lower levels. There's quite a few maps for really high levels, with the highest level map being Hime's. So I know they're not a big fan of Hime's, or Heims, or whatever. I know they're not a big fan of that map. At least Boat isn't, and I don't think, and I know Vath isn't. I don't think Boat is either. So if they release that map, because I love that map, I just don't like the design of making it like how Artail did. Artail made it in a really shitty way, which was, yeah, it's DK training map only. If you're not a DK, go get fucked. See you later, Paperbag. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. I'm glad that you enjoyed your stream. Good night, my friend. Good night. Again, as I said at the beginning of the stream, that's who I would have played the Cellular Spire with if she was available. She was streaming, so it's fine. We could always stream together, too, I'm sure, but we'd have to probably set that up beforehand. Like, know that was what we're going to do. Yeah, it was in Artail, it was just like fucking, yeah, it's DK training spot plus bishops. Which was ass. The best training spot, you have to be a DK. Or have a DK in your party, but the DK can just solo this place, so why would you do that? So stupid. That's why I'd like it to be a high-level training map. Make it accessible by any class. Don't make them hit so hard that it instantly kills any character without HS, and it's fine. You know? Make them hit hard so it drains your fucking hit point. It drains your potions, but don't make them so hard that you can't train there unless you're a DK. Or with a DK, because that kind of defeats the purpose of training. 2 more rerolls! Let's go do it. 2 more rerolls. Let me out of this hell, ChronoStory. Let me out of this hell. Please. 2. 3. We need 4. Going back to hell. Good. We got 9 or 7. 9 or 7. 7 more rerolls available to us. We just need more bullshit. Knowing my luck, we're not gonna get it even with all of these, even though it's a 1 in 7 chance of getting it. In fact, we've already surpassed 1 in 7 chance. And instead we got the oh so rare 0 stat pack. My favorite. The most OP pack of all, 0 stat. This song brings me back to hunting down Maple Karsten's Cartisans, or whatever they're called, and something like that. And the Iran quest line. The only mob in the game that used to drop the maple the maple pole arm, the level like 64 one, was in Ellen Forest. It was the like ancient hogs or whatever. And then there's Ellen Forest PQ that was a lot of fun. I'm excited for when they eventually do add PQs in the ChronoStory. That'd be a good call. Release Iran and Ellen PQ at the same time, along with like KPQ. And like maybe like one other PQ. Expedite level ranges. More dragon spirit, please. You're dragons and I'm killing you with dragon abilities. Drop your spirit, please. What's up? Hello, Danny. Welcome in. Someone somewhere is having the exact opposite problem with me and has too many dragon spirits and not enough dragon scales. Somewhere out there, someone is doing the same thing I am and getting no dragon scales and has like 69 dragon spirits. Maybe it'd be better to train in the previous map so there's none of these teleporters. I don't know. Because the teleporters annoy me. The teleporters annoy me. Finally got one. We gotta get one more. And then we can go try another reroll, another 2 rerolls. That's right, Kraz. We're gonna get off soonish. We're trying to re-roll this cape. You finally off work, Kraz, or nah? 2:30 where it's 2:30 where you're at, right? Another break with your shit ass internet at work. Shit ass work internet. Yeah. Yeah, you're off work. Nice. Hell yeah. Lovely. Lovely to hear that you're off work, my friend. Lovely to hear. That's good. You can always get your streak up by watching a VOD, but it's less fun. That's good. That's good. I stayed streaming just for you, it seems. Yeah, I heard that from Paper Bag. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but apparently you can. Supposedly. Through hearsay. Oh. One sec. Yeah, I'm on the phone. Okay. Sorry about that. I was on the phone. My wife called me. She wants me to make dinner, so I'm going to do that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and... We got 3 rerolls. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hopefully we get it this time. If we get it, we'll also scroll the thing today. Sorry about that, Krez. Yeah, my boyfriend, definitely. My husband, I mean, yeah. Miss Merps, my husband, yeah. Okay, looking for a 4 attack. That's nothing. Well, we got 4 more rerolls. We gotta do a few more things for it. If I stream early tomorrow, we'll play some more ChronoStory. We'll see if we can get those last 4 rerolls. And then whether or not we succeed on getting it a 4 attack, we'll probably head over and start rolling up a new character. No, absolutely, Krez. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. I'm happy to do so. You know how it is. You know how it is. I always love helping my friends. Friends in need. You understand. You understand. But yeah, so we got that. We got that. We didn't get done. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Not a big deal. Got a friend in me. Yeah. Okie dokie. I know you just got here for the rest of the stream. My wife did call. I gotta make dinner. So, thank you guys for coming to the stream. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, or a follow if you're here on Twitch. I'd very much appreciate it. We're gonna play more ChronoStory soon, probably tomorrow, unless I'm streaming at night tomorrow, in which case it'll probably be something else. Maybe we'll end up playing Slay the Spire 2 if we had paper bag tomorrow, whatever, who knows, but it'll probably be more of this. We'll probably get this, we'll try to get the cape done. If we can't get the cape done, we'll scroll up a different piece of armor, and then we'll roll up a bandit probably on my other account. But thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your nights, and see you guys later. Goodbye.